Hello, everybody! Welcome back to another exciting coding video. Let's go ahead and get to it. It is not week 5, it's week 7, which is our week of reckoning, which you need to use to finish your create task. Time has come. Quick update on what I've been up to. I have been playing a lot of Magic the Gathering on Arena. If you are interested in getting crushed by me, please message me with your username, and I will be happy to destroy you. I'm also playing a bunch of Minecraft, and I've had some requests for videos, so I will try to produce a video of my silly pastimes, and I'll try to post that this week. Now, on to more serious stuff. We're still doing the create task. Your create task is due at the end of this week, as is your explore task, to both me and the AP board. Just a quick reminder, again, I can't help you with individual questions. I've been getting a lot of emails from various people asking like, hey, how do I do this thing? I know it's really frustrating to get back I can't help you, sorry, but that is the point of this project, is for you to figure things out on your own without my assistance. If you can't do something, you need to either cut it or you need to use your Google skills, check Stack Overflow, Wikipedia, all sorts of resources out there for you to self-help. You can ask other people in the class, but unfortunately, I cannot give you direct coding help. So just to get that out of the way. What are we doing? We are finishing up our create task. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of some things I saw in your code. Thank you for all your submissions. If you have not given me any of your code yet, I will still give you full points if you turn something in to either week 5 or week 6 check-in. I'll give you points for both, but you got to give me something, otherwise I can't give you points. All right? I'll go over how to do the video. It's not hard, it's real straightforward. And then we'll talk about the actual submission process. You should have a clear idea of what is expected of you for all the components, and you should be able to submit. I expect your submissions by this Saturday. Please don't make me sweat. I will start emailing you. I'll start calling your parents. You don't want me after you. Just submit the project on time so I can review it, make sure everything is gravy, and we have plenty of time to submit it to the board without me having a heart attack. Don't give me a heart attack. All right, about the code. Please make sure you use comments to make your code more readable. All right? Comments make you go under the radar. If somebody reads your comments and they know exactly what your code's supposed to do, they're not going to read your code. This is good for you. You don't want your IP graders reading deep into your code and being like, well, this seems weird. Just want them to look at your comments and say, oh, this looks great. They're, doing what they're supposed to. So it doesn't have to be extensive, but I would suggest above every kind of logical section of your code, if you have a single line that just tells you what it's supposed to do, goes a long way towards making your code easy to follow and less confusing. If you work with a partner or several people, you need to make sure, this is required, that whichever section you wrote, you comment above it, I wrote this. And whatever they wrote has comments above it saying they wrote this. That helps you avoid plagiarism claims, okay? Please make sure you have that. And finally, I've been getting a bunch of questions about the structure of your code. You can structure your code however you like. That's totally up to you, so long as you meet the criteria. I've been having a lot of questions from people who are assuming you're not allowed to have event handlers. You totally are. All I was saying about event handlers is you can't claim that they're your student-developed abstraction. Otherwise, you can have as many of them as you want. You can have on events, you can have any other kind of event handler you like. You just can't say, oh, this is my developed abstraction. No, that must be a function. So just to clarify that. All right, you need to have a video for your submission. How do you do this? You have 2 options I recommend, or any other options you like to use as long as they produce an MP4 video are fair game. You can use this Chrome extension I give here, or you can use Screencast-O-Matic. The Chrome extension is good if you're on a Chromebook, and that's pretty much the only way you're going to probably have. Screencast-O-Matic is, I think, a little bit easier to use, but you got to be on a personal computer for that. I'm going to really quickly show you how to work these things. So here we go. If you would like to use the Chrome extension, all you have to do is download the Chrome extension, and then you'll have this little button right here that says Screencastify. All you do is click that button. It'll start booping up. The first time you do it, it'll ask you for permissions to camera and recording. You have to accept all those. And then you simply hit record, and the recording will start. It'll go 3, 2, 1. You record it. Once you're ready to finish, you just click up here again and say stop. And it'll take you to a page where at the bottom right-hand corner, right down here, you'll be able to say download as MP4. You want it as an MP4. Please make sure that's the format you have. If you recorded it in any other format, you need to use a converter to convert it to an MP4. If you don't know how to do that, please email me. I can help you out. But if you just Google convert to MP4, there's all sorts of free software out there on the internet that'll do it for you. So it shouldn't be too tricky. Again, if you have any trouble, let me know. I'm happy to help you with this part. What do you need to submit and how? You need to submit 3 things for this project. A video of your program running. Again, you just need to show them something working. If your whole program doesn't work, if you are too ambitious, there are parts of it that are too tricky you weren't able to figure out, that's fine. That's allowed. But you need to show the parts that do work. So you need to have something that runs and accomplishes some part of what you set out to do. If you have nothing, if you just have like a bunch of graphics, that's not going to fly. Your program actually has to function. You need to submit the prompts responses, and you need to submit a PDF of your entire code that's been marked up using CodePrint. So what do I mean by that? The instructions clearly state you need to outline your abstraction and your algorithm using an oval and a square. So if you go to this software, you literally copy and paste your code in here. This is just example code. You can get rid of it. So you Control V your code in here. Then you use the following. You select the rectangle, and you put the rectangle around what's, I'm not sure, I forgot. So if you forget what goes around what, you go to the survival guide, and it makes it very, very clear. So mark your algorithm by selecting a rectangle that goes around your abstraction, so your algorithm has an oval around it. So you just want to make sure you put the right shape around the right thing. So an oval goes around your algorithm. Great. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page. If your code doesn't show up down here, simply hit refresh, and it will. I'm going to select my oval. Boop. I'm going to put it around the algorithm. Let's say this is my algorithm right here. Note this would be insufficient. And bam, there's my oval. Then I will select my rectangle. Ooh, rectangle, come here. And I will put my rectangle around my abstraction. Again, remember your abstraction must be a function, so this might be my student-developed abstraction right here. Then once you've got them both selected, you hit this print button, and then you save it as a PDF. Straightforward, right? So there you go. That's all that's required of you from that section. All right. Don't forget, your explore task is also due. We worked on that months ago. You should have been done with that forever ago. So hopefully you just stick it into the thing and submit it. Maybe take a glance back at it, make sure you got everything there, right? You need to submit your responses and your computational artifact. So your computational artifact, if you made it in PowerPoint, is probably going to be a PDF. Your responses should also be a PDF. Where to submit? 2 places. First, you're going to submit it to me. Under MIME CPS assignments, there's a spot to submit your create task and a spot to submit your explore task. Please submit both by Saturday night so that I have plenty of time to grade. And then make sure to submit them to the AP board if you are taking the exam. Both your projects need to make it into your digital portfolio. You should be able to get there just by going to Digital Portfolio Computer Science Principles in Google, or you can click this link here, log into your account, and then make sure there's an option to upload your stuff. There's also a button that says submit and finalize. You need to hit that finalize button for me to be able to look at it and actually send it off. So please make sure you finalize it, and I will be taking a look at it. I will check for two things. Thing number one, I will check for plagiarism. So if two students have the same code and you didn't comment saying who wrote what, that's a big issue. You're going to get your submission returned to you with some angry comments. So don't do that. Thing two is if you have identifying information. At no point in anything you submit can you have something that identifies you, okay? So you can't have your name, you can't have the school's name, you can't have your buddy's name. Probably your dog's name is okay, but nothing that I could use to track you down, okay? So please, please, please make sure your name doesn't go at the top, your name doesn't go in the file name. That's a very common mistake. Name doesn't show in the video, okay? You need to make sure of that, otherwise I will be returning your submission to you, and that's a whole headache, so try to avoid that. So, this Saturday, the 16th, we need to have your task submitted. It's the day of reckoning. I highly, highly recommend that you use this survival task. We should be on just these last 4 hours here, which is finishing your video, finishing the prompts, submitting everything. Go through and check off these little checkboxes. Make sure all of these things happen. If they do, you probably have a pretty great submission. These account for everything I could possibly think of, right? So please make a use of this resource. It's really, really nice. That's all I would recommend as far as that goes. Please, please, please come to our live sessions. We will be continuing to have them. Periods 1 and 4 are both meeting Tuesdays and Thursdays, the appropriate time slot. I'll send another email about that. Please come to them. We'll discuss any questions you have. If you have problems, happy to work with you individually, and it'll be a good time. So consider doing that. That's all I have. Please email me any questions or concerns you might have, and stay safe. Have a good one.